Okay, so today we will be tackling the London session. Let's head over to the charts. On the 15 minutes, you can see that for Asia, it's pretty much a consolidation, and we are staying below daily opening price. Right now, we are also below the midnight opening price. I am waiting to see if we run out the lows in Asia, and after which I want to see if there's any evidence of price wanting to reverse and trade higher, taking out Asia's high. Right here we have the previous quarter's low, the body. I've annotated the body here, and the body here as well. There is no SMT on the lows. Yep, no SMT on the lows. Preferably, I would like to see price running out Asia's low first, because we're in a deep discount. So I wanted to see price run the lows, and then after that we can trade towards the high. But right now it seems like it's not having it. So in an event we trade higher first, then obviously I would be looking for shorts. In this case, because there is no SMT on the lows, I'll be waiting to see, I will be observing the micro cycles. But the range here is not that great to begin with. Not a lot of range potential to be captured. If I really want to argue for SMT, that would be on the 3 minutes. The lowest candle body here, and here you can see that this could probably be a rejection block attacking the liquidity, but it's only on the 3 minutes. So I don't want to trust that. I would rather wait, because obviously we have equal highs and equal lows. In this scenario, the easiest thing to do is to wait for one side of the liquidity to be attacked, and then we can move on to the opposite end. I will only drop down into the 1 minute chart after 3:22. We are in Q3 of the London session. There's this tiny little fair value gap here, or should I say a rather big one, from this high to this low. This right here is equal highs with this high. They're relatively equal. From this fair value gap to this high, it's only about 3 points, and not even 5 points. And price is still trading within Asia's range. Okay, it's 3:22. Let's see if there's anything noted significant around this high and this low. fell asleep watching charts. It's not doing anything for now. But I believe it's going to run for Asia's high first, judging from the 15 minutes candle. And this right here is equal highs with this. Return back down into this bullish order block, and then right now it's sending it higher. A lot of back and forth. If this stop hunt is valid, this would be the proportion order block, this consecutive 3 down close candles. It seems like we are going to wait for 4:30 because right now Q3 is not doing anything so far. We only have 1 more hour left. We have spent the first 30 minutes doing this. It's not even leaving the previous quarter's range. 25% of the other block. Right, just take a look at the 15 minutes here. Closing above this consecutive down close candles that took out this low here, we have relative equal highs. For ES, we have not really have any confirmation yet, so it could be quite choppy for ES. But this lows here, I just don't like him. When you take a look at ES, we have this higher lows stacked up. For NQ, even though it's a little bit jagged, but I think that, if you take a look at it on the bigger picture, we are just accumulating right here. So far nothing is showing, the price is not showing its hand yet. I'm gonna have to wait for more information. 6 hours, we have traded into a bullish fair value gap, but I would prefer to use this fair value gap as the bullish fair value gap instead of this one. On the daily, you have higher time frame targets that has yet to be met for NQ, which is this high right here, and above this high it would be this inefficiency right here. For today, we might have an inside candle. After all, the previous day is a large range candle and today is Friday, so I'm not anticipating and I'm not expecting a lot for today. ES has taken out all-time highs, and yeah, that's basically it. I don't have much here. Maybe and hopefully next week it would be better. For this entire week, it has been quite tough to trade. We only have this small range candles due to FOMC, okay, and then due to FOMC. The previous week for CPI is also very difficult for me because on daily you don't really have any stop hunts on the daily candles except for this right here, Wednesday CPI stopped hunt, and then traded higher. The first week would still be the easiest, I guess. When price took out this high here, it was a very clear short opportunity into previous day's low or into any form of previous sessions low and stuff like that. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so NQ is finally reaching for those highs. I'm going to mark out Asia's high. Copy paste. Right, so on a 1 hour we can see that above Asia's high we have this inefficiency here. For ES we have this small little volume imbalance, and we have this inversion fair value gap. So those levels are points of interest that I'm looking for to short if we continue to drive price up Asia's high during London. Okay, this would be the last bearish order block for ES. I think 15 minutes is clearer. Right here. And for NQ, it would be this one. We have an inversion fair value gap over here as well. Right here on the 15 minutes, you don't really have anything. That's just wicks, unless you want to use implied fair value gaps. Implied fair value gaps high would be this one, and low would be this one. So between these two consequent encroachment, that would be your implied fair value gap. But let's not get into that because we have an hourly fair value gap for NQ, which is, in my opinion, clearer. Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, that's basically it for now. Continue waiting. Let's mark out Asia's low. $3.45. $4.07. Now, in this environment, I don't want to trade scalps, so I just keep it within the session cycles rather than the micro cycle. true opens, time of true opens can also be utilized as entries, right? As you can see right here and right here. They can be used as entries and they can be used as targets, both ways, just like any other PD arrays. Alright, so over here, what NQ did was taking out Q1's high. And as you can see right here, ES is unable to do so. So you have equal highs on ES, but higher highs on NQ. At the same time, it is also in the range extremes of Asia's high with regards to Asia's low, which means like it's already near Asia's high. So this is another sign of like consolidation profiles, and also in which I wouldn't trust any market structure shifts or anything like that, because we're still within Asia's range. So until we break out of the range, I will look for something. Okay, no, I don't even want to bother with this. And at the same time, the price is not moving a lot. From this high to this low, it's only about 50 handles. Even if you're trying to scalp, maybe you can look for 20 handles, but then you're putting yourself at risk. I mean, I would be putting myself at risk of getting stopped out more often than not if you look at the retracements that it has. So I would prefer just to wait and not touch it at all. Right, the next timing would be 4:30. Look at this price action here. We have left this high right here. So at some point it's gonna come back up into this high, as long as we do not leave the Asia's range in a distribution manner. Okay. We're just back into equilibrium from this high to this low. This is 50% of Asia's range. If you put a fib on it, yeah. Trash conditions. This fair value gap here, in theory, it should work. You have an order block, you have a swing high, you have the inversion fair value gap on the left, and you have this short-term low. It looks very convincing. Let's see if price would just trade through it and then attack the highs. If London ends up accumulating, which means the end result of the entire London session is an accumulation or is a consolidation, then I think during the New York AM session we are going to have a very large range candle based on the 6 hours time frame. So if you take a look, right now it's already 4:20. We have yet to see any displacement below Asia's range. This is Asia's candle. So if we have an inside candle right here, naturally New York AM's candle is going to be lot. So if it stays like this, I'm anticipating New York to present the manipulation as well as the distribution. And then in the PM session, we are probably going to have the continued distribution of the AM session. Okay, but right now we're still a little bit early, in around like 100 minutes left for this candle to end. We have this swing high, this rejection block here, and we have this wick here to work with in the case whereby we trade above Asia's high. And obviously below Asia's low, if I'm looking at it from a short-term perspective, that would be this wick here, but I would prefer the fair value gap. And for NQ, same thing here, I would prefer the fair value gap. Below Asia's low, it's the consequent encroachment of this fair value gap. Yep. SMT between Q3 and Q1. fantastic price action here. Not price action, but fantastic run from this fair value gap. Let's see if we can leave Asia's range by 4:30. I want to see it accelerate below Asia's low and give it a very, very deep stop hunt. I would love to see like at least like 20 points below Asia's low. That would be great. We're in the last quarter of London, so I think it's gonna just continue to distribute lower, since I don't see any form of SMTs available on the 15 minutes between the sessions highs and lows. Basically in this case, sessions lows, I don't see SMT on the 15 minutes. So if there is no 15 minutes SMT, then I would have to rely on the session cycles to provide an SMT. But because the session cycle right now we are in is the last quadrant, Q4, it's very unlikely that we find the low of the day in this current quarter. Maybe it might want to drag it on into the 6 a.m.'s candle, Asia's candle basically. Because before any reversals, you would like to see some sort of accumulation. Like even on the lower time frames, you would like to see some sort of accumulation, not like a V-shaped recovery thing. Because if it is a V-shaped recovery, the 15 minutes should show as a wick, as a candle's wick. But in the big picture, it's good that we have left yesterday's high intact, which means that can be used as a target later on, as a drawn liquidity. Because on the daily time frame we are bullish. You can also pull out the fibs on the daily candle, yesterday's range, and see where is the 25% level. That could give you an idea of where the low can be found it's usually around the 25% level if Friday is going to continue to expand higher. Let me just show you how it would look like. Right, so you have the candle, the yesterday's candle. It's a large range candle. To see if it is going to continue to go higher, you would like to see a stop hunt around the 25% level. Too many lines here. Let me use another chart. Windows capture. Yep, this one. Alright, so for this chart right here. So moving on into the daily. Alright, so the 25% level is around here for NQ and right at the midnight opening price for ES. Okay, so you preferably would like to see some form of stop hunts around this level here, and the lowest they can go is 50%. Let's take a look at the 15 minutes. Yeah, so all these lows are possible stop hunt targets for continuation higher. Okay, similar for NQ. This low here, I think this low here is the best. Right, so right now, since that we have taken out Asia's low, we are good to go higher. And if it trades all the way down here, then during the New York AM session, it's going to be a very large expansion to the upside, which would be a very nice thing to have. Yeah, and the other thing is that we have been hanging around here for quite a while, around the 25% level. Usually that's not the characteristic in a case whereby it wants to continue higher. It should just come down and tag any lows near to the 25% level and then move higher, like immediately. So in this case, we are not having that. Right, so what I'm guessing here is maybe we can do something like this. Trades lower and then go higher and then go lower again, because it's a Friday. So we could want to, the price could want to perform some sort of seek and destroy before next week, right? Because next week we have news on Monday. So maybe Friday is setting up for Monday, right? And then we have news on Tuesday as well. Pretty packed for next week, except for Wednesday. Wednesday is an empty day. So yeah, low probability day to trade, swings. Therefore, it's better to just keep on the session's highs and lows. So for now, since we have run on Asia's low, my next target would be Asia's high, and that's it. Right, and during the New York session, let's just say if it provides a lot of range, then I can look for microcycle scalps, like what I was looking for the day before, just that it didn't provide it to me during the AM session, but during the PM session it did. So one example would be yesterday's, that's yesterday, yeah, over here, no, yesterday during the PM session. Okay, you have 1:30 to 3 o'clock. That is your, I mean, that would be my Q zone. I don't want anything to do after 3. Okay, I'm gonna use this 90-minute cycle, and right here would be 2:15. And right here would be 1:52. Alright, so my focus is 1:52 and 2:15, this quadrant here. Or if I don't get anything here, it would be from 2:15 to 2:38. I don't want anything to do after 2:38. Okay, so over here you can see that we took out the previous quarter's high during the Q2 of that 90-minute cycle. ES made equal highs up here, whereas NQ took out the highs. We shifted bearish below this last up close candles, right? So to be precise, it should be this low right here. We closed below with this candle. Any trade up into this candle is a short, right? Similar for ES. ES is the weaker one, so you don't see any last fair value gaps except for this one. Why? Because this one is the fair value gap, I mean not fair value gap, last order block. This is the last order block that made this swing high that trades into the rejection block. Even though it didn't make out the high, I mean it didn't form a higher high, this was the last bearish order block, right? So you highlight it. We closed below right with this candle here. So the rule is you have to wait for the more bullish asset to displace lower to show you that it wants to change the state of delivery before you even look for shorts on the weaker asset, just in the case whereby if you want to short the weaker one, right? So you have to wait. So NQ displays right here at 407. So 407 for ES would be this candle right here. So at this point in time, you don't really expect price to return back into this candle. First of all, because ES is weaker, so it is going to respect bearish P rates better than NQ. So right here you have the inversion fair value gap that formed the stop hunt on the rejection block. This is one level here. We have closed below it as well. And you have this last stop hunt on this swing high here on the 1 minute. So on the lower time frames, you have this swing low, right? This swing low, this down close candle is a breaker on the lower time frames. And if you are to measure the range of the wick, you'll find that it just reached up into the 50% and dropped, right? So this was the entry here. I mean, this will be the entry here, and you would be targeting the previous quarter's low, because this is a micro scalping. You're not anticipating to look for the last 90 minutes low, all you have to do is to look for the last 22 minutes low. Alright, so between this, from this to this is 22 bars, 22 minutes. So you're looking for the last 22 minutes low. And right here, and if you take a look at the higher time frames, you would have the low that made the high. Right, so the low that made the high on the 5 minutes, even on the 3 minutes. The low that made the high, high, low, higher, high, and then you see this shift right here, and we attack this low at what time? $2.15. How precise is that? This low right here at 2.15. The 2.15 candle, 1 minute candle, it moved 20 handles. I mean more than that, but from here to here, that's 20 handles. So when you have, I mean, when price is in a large, not large, but when price is moving very fast on the lower time frames, then I will look to trade something like this. But if not, like what we have for this current session here, it's better to just stay put and stay off the micro charts. I mean the micro cycles. What I've just showed you, the 22 minutes quadrant, that is the micro cycles. What I'm trying to trade right now is session cycles. And then above the session cycles, you would have the daily cycle. The daily cycle would be the Asia, London, New York, right? All this is from Day's quarterly theory. If you like to learn more about it, you can look for him. I mean, all the free information that he has put out, those are the informations that I use. Alright, so let's move back into the current session here. So this right here is actually a good example of SMT. SMT doesn't just have to be the previous quarter's low. It can be Q1's highs and lows, as long as it is within the cycle that you're trying to trade. So for example, right here, I am trading the session cycles. So I mean, when price is over here, is in Q3 of London session, right? So as long as the SMT is within the London session, I can utilize it. But the problem with the reason why I did not place a trade here, even though I believe that this is the fair value gap that I should short, is the only reason is because we are within Asia's range, and I don't really like to look for, to trade within Asia's range. I'm not sure if that sounds correct, but yeah, I don't really like to trade within Asia's range. So, and the price movement is not a lot as compared to yesterday's PM session. So that kind of puts me off a little bit, and I don't like it. So I prefer to just stay on the sidelines. So even if I were to short at this high here and down here, it's 26 handles. Yes, very respectable, but that is the maximum, right? So what I am looking for is like a maximum I can get like 50 handles, and then I aim for 20 handles and such. I think that would be the best. Yeah, because that would mean that you have a higher probability of getting your exit, and yeah, getting your exit basically, or your minimum points to look for. Yes, you can over leverage because it's a low range, like a small range, you can over leverage. So instead of one NQ contract, you're risking about 12 points. So for one contract, $20, that would be 240. So let's just say you're trading a prop firm account, you can leverage and put 2 contracts, but as you can see right here, the retracements are very deep. So in a case whereby this fair value gap fails, you're gonna have anxiety. When it starts to inch up higher and higher, you're gonna contemplate on whether you want to close your positions or not, and it puts you in the kind of stress that is not warranted, which is very unnecessary, right? So over here you have these 2 order blocks, price trades up all the way into the 25% again, right? You see this concept repeating before dropping off. Okay, so right now I'm looking for reasons, for evidence that price wants to reverse back higher into Asia's high. Probabilities are quite low right now. We are in the last last 90 minutes, and we are about a quarter way there. So this would be Q1. Let's just say if I'm trading the microcycles, this would be Q1. Over here, that would be Q2. Half of this would be Q2, and then Q3, Q4. Right. It's gonna be 5 soon. Probably have to end stream soon. Okay, let's do it like this. If I don't get any SMTs by 5:15, I'll end the stream. SMT on the lows, right? If I don't get any SMT on this low by 5:15, I'll end the stream. I'm gonna have to look for it on the 1 minute, but before I drop down, the 3 minutes is enough to tell me if the lows are swept or not, right? Once the lows are swept, then maybe I might drop into the 1 minute to see if there's any evidence of price wanting to change its delivery. Seems like we're gonna have to answer very soon. We're probably not gonna get an SMT. Look at the 15 minutes. We are trading higher and higher into this supposed bearish fair value gap. What I think it's going to do is it's going to accumulate here, and then maybe at 6 o'clock it drops down here and then forms the SMT. Okay, that's what I think is going to happen. So let's see if it plays out. Because it's taking too long. Let's just say if it's a reversal, we're probably going to be here by 5:15, which means it's going to be a no SMT reversal higher. That is totally possible as well. If you look very, very closely, you can see this swing low right here. And for ES, this swing low down here. Let's see if we can see anything on a 1 minute. No. Not SMT at all. Yeah, but we did in fact take out a swing low. In price right now it's moving higher. Yes, return back into a fair value gap. It's trading higher. But I mean, look at the points. 1.5. From here to where's the Asia's high? $10 points, not too bad. But what's gonna happen if it stays here and not move before 6? And then 6 o'clock you're going to have the power of 3 candle. So it's very tricky here, very, very tricky. And over here you can see we have the breaker, high, low, higher high, low, low. These two consecutive up close candles is the breaker. So we are right now trading into the breaker. For ES as well, high, low, higher high, low, low. Right now we're in the breaker. I should remove this 130. No, wait. No, I'm gonna leave this 130 until the end of London's session, because this 130 is London session's true opening price. Okay, that's it for this session here. Yep, that's it for this session here, and I might stream later, I might not stream later, it all depends. Right, but anyways, good luck trading later, and I'll talk to you again.